about how to master order flow. You hear a lot about it. I'm actually going to be on live on Thursday. If anyone subscribed to NASDAQ, I'm going to be doing an event, not as advanced as this one. So we're going to talk about how to master order flow. And like I said, I'd like to welcome you all here. And I'm going to be talking about it exclusively so you understand how to trade today's markets. And it's all about following the orders. You're more than welcome, Abe. Good to see you too. William, Lewis, Mar, very good to see you. Thank you. Thanks again. So we're going to talk about 45 minutes. I'm telling you, it's going to go so fast. Sometimes I don't even keep track of time. And I'll try to keep you up with it. But if you have any questions, I'm going to try to answer them as best I can, but let's try to save them to the end. So let's just get right to it, everyone. So before we get started, just really quick, a quick little disclosure, just let you know I'm not making any guarantees or promises or warranties. Basically, profits vary from student to student, but we are here to kind of learn exactly how the market works. And just remember, just trade very wisely, okay? Now, let's dive right into what we're going to be learning. We're going to talk about some stocks that we not only just recommended, but we have a watch list. We want you to see stocks that you probably like. My God, where did you find that stock? Where did you get it? I'm going to teach you where it came from. We're also going to talk about some proper tools that you need. Very big mistake. A lot of people pay a lot of money on platforms. You don't need everything. You just need certain ones. I'm also going to talk about identifying the best and worst times to trade. Another big mistake. Just some people they just think they could just buy something just to buy it. I mean, if you saw what happened today, market was up almost 900 points in pre-market. Now we're back down to just under 200 now. I mean, what a big turnaround with the news from the CPI numbers versus today. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how to scan the market using, a watch list and how we find the big money movers, which is the most exciting part of today's event. Now, for some of you who don't know me, I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I love what I do. I competed very well, and you know what? It's all about learning how to actually day trade. Now, I'm an actual day trader. What is a day trader, you might ask? Well, we only trade in and out the same day. I do some swing trading. Time to time, I might consider doing an options trade, but I like to be in cash, especially like days like today. You look at the markets, you see what's happening. We get these rallies. We had this big correction. You might get another COVID. Who knows? But I've been through them all. But it all depends on knowing how to trade in today's markets. Now, you're looking at a great photo, a bunch of people out there that are students. Hopefully, I'm going to make one of you at the end of today's presentation because it's all about learning. Now, my question to everybody is this. How long have you been trading or investing for? So I think I got a poll here. Let me see. I got a poll on that. Hold on. How long you been trading? Yeah, there we go. We do actually. So I'm going to launch a poll. Let's have a little fun here. So everyone could just fill this out. Let me know. Is it a year? Are you a beginner? What is it? Just let me know. All right. Well, we got some people. And by the way, listen, some of us could say we've been trading for our whole lives. But when did you start taking very seriously? That's really what I'm looking for. All right, so let me end the poll. Let me share that. And we got a few beginners. Looks like everyone's pretty much between the 1 and 5 years. All right, good. Well, I've been doing this for over 30 years. And let me tell you what I've learned in the past few days or seen what's happening in the, with COVID and the financial crisis and then the 9/11 and all these crazy Hurricane Sandy. You have to learn how to play the game, and you got to know what's going on at every moment in time. And it's not about what you think; it's what the street thinks. And the street basically is looking to do exactly what you're doing, is to make money. Like, let's talk about some of the stocks that were on our watch list. I don't know if any of you guys seen any of these stocks, but these are some of the stocks that we traded just this past week. PHVS. Look at this thing. Well, hold on. Let me get my pointer out here so you guys can follow along. Where's my pen? There we go. All right, there we go. There's my little dot. So here you have the stock right here. Look at this thing, $3 pre-market, goes from 3 all the way up to $5. And you know what? If you were one of these lucky fellows that got in right around 4, you still did well, but you could see how there's a lot of money made in pre-market. And then you could see over the course of the day, stock went from that $5 price range we were talking about all the way up to $12. This is just one stock. Now, I know Amazon never did this before because that would be pretty historic. Another great stock that moved on the watch list, Momo. Stock went from $7 at 9:30 in the morning all the way up to about 10 o'clock, already ran to $9. Let's add that up. We have 7, 8, 9. That's $2, and another 50 cents is $2.50. If you just got half that, you're making over 6 figures. Here's another stock on the watch list, SMMT. I don't know if anyone saw it. Beautiful run up from $1 to $2.50 to $3.50 up to $4.50 in a matter of 3 days. So, you know, there's so much out there that's moving, and there are over 25,000 stocks to trade. And a lot of you look at this and like, where do you find these stocks? How do they move? Well, I'm going to show you how we do that. Here's another one. Let me just rub it in your face a little bit. AM. Beautiful stock, 9:30 goes from $1 all the way to $4 in a matter of an hour. Then you could see how it came back down and shot right back up at the end of the day. So how do you find these stocks before they run? Listen, I don't have a crystal ball, okay? And if anyone has one, it probably sounds funny, but let me tell you what you need. You just need a good scanner tool, okay? I just work off the big percentage gainers and losers. Listen, I'm in the business to make money. I am not in the business to lose money. And the goal is, when you're a trader, you want to go out there, you want to find these stocks that are moving. But the thing is, there are a lot of stocks to trade over the course of the day. Now, what you're probably asking is like, Fausto, how did you pick that specific one? How did you know that one was the one to trade? Okay, that's where it comes down to it. Debbie, that's a great question. 50 cents, 1,000 shares. You know, do the math. That's over $500 a day. That's almost $100,000 a year salary. Okay, and 1,000 shares of a $5 stock is a $5,000 investment. Oh, good. I like that thumbs up. Remember, you don't need a lot of money to make this very, very successful. You know, you see these stocks, Deborah and Debbie, and I love your name because that's the name of my wife's name. You know, you see these stocks that move like $3, $5, $7. If you think about, you had 50 cents that whole time to make that. That's all it takes. So now, how do we find these stocks? You know, and basically finding these, they're not really that hard to do. You just need to learn how to trade them. That's really what it comes down to it. Now, regarding about timing during the day, trading is not a full-time job. Actually, I came out with a mouse pad. Okay, you all can actually purchase it on my website. I invented this mouse pad about when I started. Actually, somebody put a piece of paper and put it on the wall, and I was like, you know what? I can't keep looking at the wall. I like it on my desk. So just like what you see right here, these are the best times to trade and the worst times to trade. Usually, it's the first hour of the open and the last hour of the close. You can make money at all different times. It's just a lot more riskier. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but just to let you know, depending on where you are in this world, timing could work perfectly in your schedule. Now, how do we know which stocks to trade? Now, I don't know if anyone here watches, follow me up on Twitter, or I'm live every morning on YouTube, and in the afternoon, we post everything that we're watching, okay? And you know what? There's a lot of stocks that are moving. And if you look at that list, you're like, holy crap, how'd you find that one? Well, we have no problem sharing our watch list. The problem, what you probably don't know, is when to get in and when to get out of those. So what we do here at CyberTrade University, all we do is follow the money. Now, like I told you earlier, I live here in New York. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. And some of them even live in my town. And I'm just telling you right now, fellow traders, you're not going to beat them, okay? I'm being dead honest with you. Why? Because you're not moving millions of shares. But what you can do is you could follow them. You could watch them. And a lot of you out there are going out there and you're not using the proper tools to do it. Now, just give you a little bit of history about myself. When I first started, I was a failure. Okay, I was 22 years old. I'm 51 now, and you know what? I got into the business as a stockbroker, and let me tell you, I hated it. Okay, I realized I was just a glorified salesman. But you know what I did learn? To move up in the trading community, in the brokerage industry, I found out the people that make the most money are the trading department, just like what you're doing. And so I thought I had my 63 license. I don't need anyone to teach me. Let me go out and do it myself. Let me tell you something. Total different ball game. Okay? Total different ball game. There are people out there that think they could fix a house, and then all of a sudden they want to be a contractor. When you start dealing with people and accounting, something that might not be your thing. Well, trading's the same thing. Just because you think you learn one type of thing in the industry doesn't mean now you could do something else. So, becoming a failure, but I've seen people make so much money. I'm like, what in the hell am I doing wrong? Okay. So I did something I didn't want to do, which most people don't want to do. I had to take a job and work for somebody. I'm like, I'm not a dumb kid. There's something that I'm not getting, and what the hell is it? And let me tell you what I learned on the first day on the job. What you're about to see here, you're going to say, I should never have made my first trade, because it doesn't matter what you think, Debbie, or Abe, or William, or Lewis, or anybody here that didn't answer back yet. Okay, it's what they think. And the reason why, what I'm about to show you, why people don't use this technology is because they want everything for free. And guess what? Those are the people we want to trade against, because nobody works for free, and there's no such thing as free lunches. People think there is, but don't think that someone pays, as long as it's not them. So don't you like to know what you're really getting and what you're getting for? That's what we're going to talk about, and now we're going to get very excited. So let's talk about level 2. Now, just out of curiosity, just a quick yes or no. Does anybody here have level 2 quotes? Anyone here have level 2? Just give me a yes or no. Henry, you have it. Allison, Deborah, Lewis, you have it. Okay, good. Sam, you don't? Okay. That's not a bad thing, because level 2 is really outdated. But let me teach you exactly what it is for some of you don't know. Okay. So level 2 has been outdated since the 90s. Now, what this basically tells you is this. Oops, what did I do here? Where's my crayons? Here we go. All right. So these are the buyers, and these are the sellers. Okay. That's the bid. That's the ask. You got 3 columns. The first column is a 4-letter abbreviation of a brokerage firm or exchange. Second is the price that stock is trading at that exchange. And the third column is the amount of shares that are looking to be bought. Whoever wants to buy it for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is on the bottom. Same thing for the ask. Sellers, whoever wants to sell it the cheapest is up on top. Whoever wants to sell it for more money is down at the bottom. So basically what you're looking at is a big chat room. Problem with this is it's not telling you all the data. It's not showing you all the orders out there. Remember, how do stocks go up and down? Buyers and sellers. Think about this for a second, because it's going to get very, very interesting in just about another slide. How much money would you be able to save or make smarter and better trading decisions if you knew what was going on at the New York Stock Exchange? If you knew where Goldman Sachs was selling a stock, on the NASDAQ or anything, or what the institutions are doing, or these, scary high frequency trades or dark pools. All that data is available to you. Now, let me show you exactly how we use it and where do we find it. Let me clear this out, change the slide. Okay, so do institutions hide their orders? Their big orders. The answer is yes, they do. So why not just do what they do? Why try to go out there and analyze it? Okay. So what we need to do is we need to learn how to trade. Now, let me start off with something that is called NASDAQ Book Viewer. Okay. Now, once again, quick yes or no. Does anybody have NASDAQ Book Viewer? Anybody have it? Matt, now I'm starting to get a lot of no's. Deborah, you don't have it. Walker, you don't have it. Okay. Allison, you don't have it. Okay. Nobody has it. All right. So anyway, just to let everybody know, I'm going to be live at the NASDAQ. I'm one of their expert, speakers that come in and they talk specifically about this. I'm there. I'm very frequently there talking about it because NASDAQ wants you to know how to trade their exchange. Okay. Very big fan of NASDAQ. But let me tell you how it works. It looks pretty confusing with a lot of numbers out there, right? Well, basically what you have is you have buyers and you have sellers. Same thing like I just mentioned to you on level 2. The only difference between level 2 and NASDAQ Book Viewer is that on the level 2, you're only seeing the best buyer and the best seller. You're not seeing all the buyers and you're not seeing all the sellers. You got to remember, this is an exchange. You have a seat on the exchange. Okay. If I told you right now to have a seat on the NASDAQ exchange is going to cost you about $5 million right now, would you pay it? I don't know about you, but probably not, because you got to make the $5 million. All right. But that's what it cost when I first got started on the New York to buy a seat on the exchange. Before having any access to anything, you had to buy a seat. Well, guess what? Now it costs you $15. Now, my question to you is this. Would anybody pay $15 to have a seat on the NASDAQ exchange? Would you do that? Think about it. This is your life. This is your business. I know it's a dumb question, and I love the dumb answers. And you know what the dumb answer is? Yes. Right? Yes, that's a dumb answer. Brian, I didn't hear from you. Billy, would you do it? David Peterson, would you do it? Come on, don't be shy. Don't think I don't see you. Listen, I'm here teaching you to stop losing money. I'm not here to teach you how to make money. I'm not talking about the glories. I'm not here to brag how great of a trader I am and I'm a 12-time champion, because that does crap for you. What you need to understand is this. You are here to learn how to play today's game. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't have a seat on the exchange, you have a seat, in your toilet room. Okay? That's all you're doing. You're going nowhere. You have to learn how to play the game. Now, your next question you're probably asking me is, okay, I have a seat on the exchange. How does that help me make money? Okay? How do I utilize this data? So what you're about to see is you're going to see exactly where these buyers and sellers are. All right? Buyers. Before I get into the buyers, everybody out there wants to learn how to use a chart. You know what? We're going to use a chart. And everybody wants to learn exactly, what's support and what's resistance. Okay? So what is a support? A support is where the buyers are. And without those buyers, you got nada. You got nothing. This is where most of you make big mistakes. You're going out there and keep looking in the past. How about this? How about looking in the future? Wouldn't it be cool to see what's going on in the future? Like, look at here. We're looking at AFRM. Stock went from 1180 and dropped all the way down for about an hour and a half, and finally decided to bounce from somewhere around $11.11, and went right from there, right after 12 o'clock, and shot up to 1140. Why did it pick 1111? Why didn't it pick $11? Why didn't it pick 1050? Why didn't it stop at 1030? Why 1111? Because when you look at and you go on the exchange and you pay that stupid $15 a month, you'll notice that there's a 32,000 share buyer out there at 11.11. Okay, not 11.20 for 200, not 1,011.29, because that's a buyer. There's only one, but you're talking 32,000 that make up 11.11. That is about maybe, I don't know, 50, 100 times more than the average buyer and seller out there. Remember, let's get back to reality. How do stocks go up and go down? Buyers and sellers. What is the NASDAQ book viewer telling you? Buyers and sellers. Does that seem hard? How about this? Let's go hop over here and look at resistance. Here's NEO. Stock goes from 14.50 at 9.50 this morning, and about 10, 15 minutes later, it hits a price of 15.40. Doesn't decide want to go any higher, comes right back down to 14.50. Now, wouldn't it really suck to go out there and own a stock and I'm making money, it's great, and oh, shoot, now I'm losing money, now it's going down. Do I sell it? Do I hold on? Why did it go down in the first place? Well, if you go to the $15 a month NASDAQ book viewer, you will notice that there was a seller around 15.50 for 93,000 shares. Now, you do the math. What is that, over $1 million worth of stock? You're telling me that you know more than him? Yeah? Let me know how that works out for you, okay? Because it obviously didn't work too well when you start looking at the chart. Once again, how much smarter and better trading decisions if you were able to make that lousy $15 investment and have a seat on the exchange to know where the buyers and sellers are? How would that work? These are what we call iceberg orders, big block orders, because that's where it comes down to it. Now, at the end of this presentation, I am going to invite every single one of you to come watch me live so I could show you these orders in real time for 1 whole week. So I don't want you to buy anything. You know what? It sounds great. It sounds realistic. You're probably shocked that more people don't talk about it. And you're like, why isn't more people not talking about it? Because they're not traders. They're not traders. They weren't a market maker like I was. Okay? That's where it comes down to it. Now let's go through a couple of examples. Let's look at this stock right here. Okay, we're looking at General Motors. Okay, you guys want to deal with brand name stocks? Let's talk about General Motors. Does General Motors show you a support levels? Fausto, great session. I have to leave for work. No problem, Carlos. Listen, it's recorded. So once again, you can catch up because you're going to miss the best part right now. Okay. But we'll see you back again, Carlos. Could everyone tell me, do you see support levels on General Motors here? Yes or no? Allison, you do? What is it? What's the number? Daniel says no. Mark says no. David, if you found it, whoever finds, tell me what the number is. Okay. Now, they still won't give me a number yet, but for the ones that said no, my question to you is this. Well, David, the stock's trading at 37.60. Where's the next support level? You're talking about all the way up on top. I'm talking about the way down, okay? It doesn't show you support. It doesn't show you support. So how do we find support? What do we need to do? Listen, you're traders, not me. You know what? When I'm done, I'm here. I can show you live, but if you want to go on your own, let's see how you guys, where you learn. How do we find it? You got to look at the next candlestick, Lori. Okay. You got to find, oh, that's a good one, Henry. I like that one. And Lewis, got to find the buyers. Oh, really? You got to find the buyers? Really? I've never seen buyers on a chart. Some of you said, oh, I got to go back and look at the past. Oh, really? Well, the past is not indicative of the future. Support levels get broken all the time. So getting back to it, think about it for a second. You got to know where the buyers are. It's almost like common sense, right? Like, okay, well, there's only one place to look. Let's go check out and see what's going on here on the NASDAQ book viewer. So when we're looking for support, we got to look where the buyers are. The buyers are on the left. So right here, you'll notice that there's a 53,000 share buyer at $37.35, which we're pretty much right there. Okay. So 100 shares, 6,000, 200, 3,000, that's a pretty substantial buyer, right? Well, what do you think happens next when you got that buyer? Does it keep dropping? Does it bounce off support? Are you not sure? I think we all know the answer to that. Buyers make support levels. Sellers make resistance. Big buyer, General Motors hits it, shoots back up less than an hour. It goes from $37.40 up to $38.60, 1,000 shares, $100,000 salary. Thank you very much for an hour's worth of work. Now you're making as much as maybe some high-end attorneys, okay? This is why people love trading. The freedom, the access. But how many of you here are making that investment? Not that many. So, look at this stock right here. BILI. Stock goes all the way up from 1940, hits a resistance levels right at $21, comes back down. Why did it come down? Not because of the 100 share seller said so, not because of the 3,000, but probably just maybe the 32 different orders that equal up and make 100,000 shares might have something to do with it. Might have something to do with it. Let me ask everybody a question. Did you ever buy a stock, and as soon as you buy it, you feel like it does the opposite? It's like every time I buy it, the damn thing goes down. And every time I sell it, it goes up. It's like somebody's watching me. Ever happen all the time? Okay, Mike, say all the time. You know what the problem is? They're not watching you. You are not watching them, okay? If you knew where they were, that's how you'll make smarter and better trading decisions. Joe says I call it the Twilight Zone. Well, Joe, hopefully you can fix it now, okay? Maybe you can fix that right now. This is going to probably be a last webinar you probably have to watch. So my next question is this. Guess what? It went past 21 and it ran all the way to 21.60. Okay. What happened? How did it break out? You ever go into a trade, knew you had resistance levels, and it finally broke out? Well, do you ever think someone probably bought the 100,000 shares? You know what? That could happen. You know what I mean? Things could happen. And then all of a sudden it goes to the next resistance level and then backs off. These are things that you have to look at. You got to know how to read what's going on in the future, not always read what's in the past. So look what ended up happening. 21, 21.90, 21, 21.90. Boom, breaks the resistance, goes 22. You see, there are supports and resistances levels at every price level. But what makes these major support and resistance levels are these big buyers and sellers. And by knowing where those big buyers and sellers, you can go long, you can go short, you can go long, you can go short, you can go long, and then you could average up and go long again if it breaks out. These are the things that you have to look at. And that's why we call these iceberg orders a very pivotal point to your trading. When you want to go out there, you want to trade with the big boys, you got to know what the big boys are doing. So where can I get NASDAQ book viewer? Most people ask. Listen, I'm not going to hold any punches, okay? You go right to the data store and buy it. Now, do I recommend you to buy it? Not yet. Because,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Sorry about that. Hold on.
December 13th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome on back.
Got to look. We actually
afternoon meeting for Allison still with us here. Mark picking up a dime on it.
Sorry about that. Hold on. There we go. We have our afternoon meeting going on right now in the trading room, so I just had to log out of it. Sorry about that. So I would rather you not buy it yet because I need you all to see, and I want to show you a week because you'll probably do more harm than good. You know what? This is how I kind of relate it. You've been dealing with public transportation this whole time, right? And I just introduced you and say, hey, you know what? You could buy a car. You could drive it now. Everybody's like, really? I don't have to deal with the getting thrown off the train tracks off Manhattan anymore. I could actually, come and go whenever I please. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can. So let's go buy it. They're like, you know what? Let me teach you how to drive first, because you'll actually make more harm than good. All right. And that's what we need to focus on next. So how can I tell you, how can I tell if iceberg orders are getting broken through? We talked about that. Well, now we're going to talk about something that will help answer that question. And we're going to talk about level 4. So you've seen something, what we call level 3. There is something that is called level 4. So this is more of a heat map where we could actually see orders, and not only that, but we could see how long they've been out there for, and we could aggregate more exchanges. So we're not just looking at the NASDAQ. We could integrate New York Stock Exchange, Archipelago, all these other exchanges. Okay, and not only that, you could see it more visual in color. So, because I know a lot of people look at these things like, numbers moving pretty fast, hard to kind of keep up with it. No problem. Got a good platform that does it for you automatically. So let me show you how things work. So what you have right here is you're going to see a consistency of how long those orders have been out there and if they're getting executed when you get close to them. Let's go back to the stock Momo. Now you'll notice that Momo was moving up, and you could see that they had resistance levels. And these little red lines, you can see how it breaks resistance, and then we get to a price right around this 830, 835. You're getting, which is pretty crazy, 300,000 share seller, 500,000 share seller. When you're seeing buyers at 2,000, 3,000, that is a substantial amount of sellers. And not only that, look what ended up happening, because that stock busted through it, and it got up to a price in such a short period of time, went all the way up to 930. Now, you ever notice when you look at a chart, you get these really big major support and resistance levels, or you're seeing these really big major, if you use indicators, and like, oh, this thing's crossing with the Bollinger Band, the MACD, the Fibonacci, and, Haley's Comet came across, and, and that just totally changed everything. Well, this also, as much as we talked about seeing where the buyers and sellers are, it could also help you to see for something that's called breakouts. And when you have a stock that breaks out with over 800,000 shares, what do you think is going to happen? Let's go back and look at XPEV. Here's XEPV, a 254K iceberg order at 1050. Look at this resistance levels right here. Stock goes up, boom, hits resistance, and all of a sudden we start getting these 250,000 share sellers. And up until about 10:30 till about 11:30, it never wanted to go higher. And when I zoom in closer, you can even see it. Everybody knows he's out there. You might not know it, but the street knows it. And it never wanted to break it. What if happens if it breaks out of it? Well, if the stock tests the resistance levels and keeps hitting it, and you got these 500,000 share sellers out there, and it executes it, and you see this little volume bar right here, that order got filled. There was nothing to stop it from going any higher up until we got to close about 1050. And guess what? It took that guy out also. Okay. But look how fast it got there. Look how quick it retraced very little bit. And look how fast it went higher than that. Let's look at the next example. Okay. Here's an iceberg order right here on the bid. Look at this big buyer right here at 620. But that's not the order I'm looking at. I'm looking at this guy right here. 86,000 share buyer right there. Right. We thought the stock was going to go up, but it didn't. This guy was actually bidding it up. He kept paying more. He kept paying more. He kept paying more. And sure enough, look what happened. This is called a ladder effect. So it's like you going to buy a house, right? You put a bid in and you got bidded out, right? So what do you got to do? You got to up your bid. You bid up again. Someone outbid you. You're interested. You got to pay more. So this is a normal practice of stocks that keep bidding up and bidding up, bidding up. And sure enough, that's how the stock breaks out. So level 4, just understand, is it an indicator? People are asking me. No, it's a software. Okay. Basically, the charts are only a fraction of the story for some of you that use these indicators, but you got to be able to follow the platform to kind of at least give you a fighting chance to know where the stock is going. And that's why we use them in today's markets. But if you start getting crazy with indicators, listen, technical analysis paralysis, that's really what happens when it comes there. You got to learn how to keep it simple. Now, I know a lot of us here, we look at these charts and we look at these things and you're like, you know what, it looks very confusing. But here at Cyber Trader University, we're going to teach you how to dissect each and every window and just do something we call is the KISS method. Just keep it super simple. Find the stocks that are moving, trade the ones that give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward, and just follow the damn orders and see what the street's doing. It's as simple as that. You know what the hardest thing to teach is? The greed, the discipline, you know, more importantly, how to stop losing money. Because finding them, like I said earlier, they're very easy to find. It's the losers that we have to focus on. Now, before we continue, did anyone learn anything? Just give me a yes or no. Anybody learn anything? Hope I kept everyone's attention. Good. I'm starting to see Daniel. Thank you very much. Michael, Henry, Lita. Thank you very much. Linda, Lori. A lot of L's, by the way. Lewis. My God, what's with all the L's? You're more than welcome. I'm glad you're learning something. So, is it easier or harder to move a stock when you got liquidity is low? Well, the answer is it's easier. And that's another mistake that people make. They'll go out there and they'll look at stocks and don't understand how they move so quickly. They don't know what's called a tradable and non-tradable. You know, you got to be able to follow the liquidity on these stocks, because if you got these iceberg orders out there, you could really manipulate. I hate to use that word, but the truth is, if he hits the bid or he hits the offer, he could run the stock up if the liquidity is very low. That's another strategy, what we thrive on, because by us seeing these orders, it's going to help us make smarter and better trading decisions. And now that you're going into the holidays, you know what? There's really no better time to learn than now. I know everybody's like, what's the whole thing about New Year's? It's a new resolution. I'm going to make a new resolution. Hallelujah, right? Well, let's make a new resolution. Let's not wait till January 1st. Let's worry about December 13th today. Let's focus on that right now. Better is because there's no better time to learn, and you've seen what happened in the last 2 days, what happened. What I want to do is I want to introduce all of you to my fellow traders, okay? I want you to see how we can help you make smarter and better trading decisions, but most importantly, I don't want to teach you how to make money. I want to teach you how to stop losing it. I want you to know exactly how to cut your losses and run with your winners. How do I know that? Because that's how I was trained to be very successful, and I feel that everyone here should be doing the same. So you need to learn before you can earn in today's markets. And that's why Cyber Trader University has been endorsed by more brokerage firms than any school in the industry after 30 wonderful years. And also having a 5-star rating on Google, and, a perfect record at the Better Business Bureau. So you probably found us through YouTube. You probably found us one of our partners. But please go out there. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Listen, the better you learn, the more you're connected, the smarter and wiser trades that you're going to make. Now, what I want to do is this. I want to invite every single one of you to come in my trading room. I want you to see that we practice what we preach. I want to introduce you to all the traders that we've had. And I want you to see exactly how to go out there and, trade with them. Because the faster you learn, the faster you understand and fix those mistakes, the better of a career you're going to make trading. So we start audio broadcasting right at 9 a.m. Eastern. We continue about 10:30. We talk about an hour and a half. And then we do an afternoon commentary. So we're always trading live with our traders, constantly looking at stocks, showing you, pointing out those iceberg orders, making you see that constantly. Now, every Tuesday, we also do a Q&A session workshop. So there's a lot of great tools that we're going to give you live by joining us for a week. Now, these are just a couple of amazing things that we offer here at Cyber Group. We're also going to give you a alert service. You're going to be able to download our app and be able, if you can't hang out by a computer, you'll be able to access this directly right from your phone. Now, people say, wow, this sounds like a lot of cool stuff. I mean, NASDAQ book viewer, trading room. People say, wow, you pay like hundreds of dollars for this stuff, but never like this. I mean, this is like hands-on, everything. Well, before I tell you what it's going to cost you, you're going to probably fall if you stare, but let me go over a couple of questions really quick. People always ask me, does this strategy work for volatile markets? Yes, we want volatility. How much money do I need to start? Zero, okay? We don't want you to buy anything. We just want you to watch and see if other traders make money doing it, okay? But most importantly, not judge us on our winners, but judge us on our losers and how few we have, because that's where it is. Here's our schedule that you're going to get. You could see it. It is a very busy schedule. You don't have to be there every day. You know what? You show up all 5 days, or you show up 1 day or 1 hour. I don't care. But I know once you step one step in the trading room, you're going to be like, holy crap. I never met somebody or a community of people that I've been looking for years, and now here's your opportunity to do it. So what is it going to cost me? It's not going to cost you $10,000, $1,000, $100. It's going to cost you $9 stinking little dollars. Now, people get scared with this $9. They're like, I don't understand. Why is it so cheap? First of all, let me tell you exactly what we're looking for. I don't need the damn $9. Okay, that $9 is an application fee. That just tells me if you're a real person or not. That's really what it's all about. I know every one of you could afford $9, and I know some of you are like, it's too cheap. It can't be that great. You know what? If it was $99 or $900, I would do it. Listen, get in the trading room. Let me teach you about this stuff. We'll worry about that later. This is just a trial. I'm not going to charge you after a week. I'm not going to scam you. We don't play that game. The $9 just tells me if you're a real person or not. Now, this is what you're going to get for $9. You're going to get our access to our trading room. You're going to get our live workshops. You're going to get our Traders Talk archive. And as a bonus, I will give the first 20 people that register right now, you'll be able to talk to me personally on the phone. Now, think about it. Anyone here ever taking training classes before? Did you ever talk to the owner or ever talk to your mentor? Oh, no, they just sent us a couple of videos and charged us $1,000. I don't do that, okay? You take the class seriously, I'll take you seriously. And you know what? If you're not satisfied, I'll give you your $9 back, okay? I just need to know that you say who you are. Like I have a gentleman here, he's got his phone number there. I don't know who the hell you are. I see a guy here, his name is, what's that, Michael Jackson? I mean, I know it could be a popular name. I know you, but I only know one Michael Jackson. He passed away. He was a great singer, by the way. All right. So you take us seriously, we'll take you very seriously. Now, this is everything you're going to get. You know, you're going to get all these different types of classes. Do we offer advanced courses? Absolutely. Am I going to try to tell you about them? Absolutely not. Because right now, I only had less than 45 minutes to prove to you that this system is a system that you want to learn and you need to learn, but now you need to watch me for a week. So first 20 people that register, sign up, we'll get a free coaching class with me, and you get all that great stuff. All right. Now, how many videos are there to watch to learn? Joe, I'm not going to, there's only like three simple videos. You're going to have archives about, over 100 different videos if you want to hit them, but really want to kind of give you I don't want to waste your time. You know what I mean? We get right to the point, and those 3 videos are really going to help you out from there. Debbie has a great question. What dates does it start? Shoot, you should start right when you're done right now. You can get into the room right now, okay? But if you want to wait till tomorrow, you could do that. I recommend if you can't make because you're going away or something, maybe you're celebrating Hanukkah or Christmas. I don't know, but whenever you feel like you're ready, want to get in. But don't just do yourself a favor, Deborah. Try not to push off, because the more you push it off, the more you're going to forget about it. Couple of shout outs really quick right here. I got a couple of you just registered right now. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Julian, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Denise got your registration from Chicago. Welcome aboard. What is this? Gary got your registration. Welcome aboard. By the way, when you register, very important, there's a questionnaire right after that, and then you're going to get another bonus right after that. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but there's 5 questions. Let us know a little about you. Have you taken any training courses? You know, who are you using as a brokerage firm? The more you, there's only 5 questions. The more you let us know about you, the better we could advise and tell you. Listen, don't take this the wrong way. Trading is not for everybody. And this might not be for you. And I would be the first person to consult you and tell you that. I would rather tell you if we should move forward or not. You know what? I know everybody wants to do this. It's a great job. You can work at the luxury of your home. How many of you here are retired? You know, we know Social Security is not paying enough. We can't live off our pension. We need to build on it. And we know you're going to be trading the market every day, no matter what station you look at. If you believe in politics, if you're in finance, if you're just even at your own job, company might be public. Everything around, works around the stock market. You got to learn, how to trade it. Okay, absolutely, Joe. No problem. Joe's question is, Fausto, I paid for the trial early this year. I never got started in the trial due to some unforeseen issues. Listen, I just said it. That's what I just said, Joe. It happens, and I know life gets in the way. You absolutely, you can start next week. Absolutely. Okay. Just call our office, Joe. You probably have an education advisor, probably still have access to your portal page. Everyone that's been working with our company has been there for years. Probably have the same person. You're more than welcome. Anyone else? By the way, I'm shocked. I've only got about 10 registered. There was almost 100 people in here. I know we have students in here. What is holding you back? I just showed you one of the most biggest secrets of Wall Street. Okay. You know what? As a bonus, I'm going to throw something there. I'm going to give you my book. How about that? I'm going to give you, you could buy it on Amazon for $47. It's one of the only few day trading books out there, how to beat their market makers own, in their own game. It's been published by Wiley, very well-known brand. You know what? I'll throw that in there. Listen, I would rather you do your homework now than go out there and lose it, in one trade. Leota, great, no problem. But it's got a registration, Leota. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Listen, don't be shy. I mean, the beauty of us going out there and trading is learning how to play the game. Anyone else have any other questions? Any other questions? Who do we have over here? I just got a couple of registrants coming in here. Who do we have here? William Daughtry just got your registration. Thank you very much. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Who else do we have here? I didn't hear anything from you, Greg and Lewis, Mike, Ray. Any questions? By the way, you could always call the office and you could also register, over the phone. Will there be a replay? Yes, Lori, this is being recorded, so we'll send out a replay so you can watch it again. But you know what, Lori, you really need to watch the replay. Just register and get into the trading room and watch it live. That's the beauty of it. Julian, same thing. Look forward to seeing you in there also. Thank you very much, Julian. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Like I told you, when you trade in today's markets, think about it. What drives these things up and down? Buyers and sellers, right? How much smarter and better trading decisions if you were able to follow those buyers and sellers? How many of you here are going out there and bought a house? Wouldn't it be nice to know before you put a bid in or out or pay more than you want to if you knew what everybody else was paying? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, the guy accepted my offer. Did I put a bid too high? Shoot. And then, you know what? You'll never know. But when you trade today's markets, you can. Why not just do it that way? Okay. Mari, you know what? I I would take that back, Mark. Let me tell you. Mark says, I'm sorry, I'm too old to do this. Mark, if I have an 80-year-old grandmother could do it, you could do it, right? You obviously got into this room. You're obviously doing something. Listen, if you're looking for a traditional stockbroker, you want to pay the hundreds of dollars in commission, maybe that might be the right thing for you. But it's never too late or to learn it. Believe me, we don't make things complicated than what it is. Fabio has a question. Can I trade options with this strategy? Absolutely. But let me tell you something, Fabio. Be honest with yourself. Are you really making money trading options? Are you really, really making money? Because let me tell you something. What makes an option move is the movement of stock. If you can't even be a good stock trader, how the hell are you going to be a good options trader? It's actually 5 to 10 times harder to do that. Not that you don't want to do it. You can, but sometimes you might not have to. Just got your registration. There you go. Litoda, Alan, is that you? Just got your registration. Welcome. Thank you very much. Hi, when's the last time I got to get into a trial? Well, I mean, until it's up there. I mean, we have it up there right now, Abe. Just click on and register it. It's not going anywhere. Kartek, does it have dark pools as well? Will it work well for swing trading? Well, listen, I don't know where you heard about dark pools before, but there are a lot of traders out there that were my students, and there's about 2 or 3 of them that teach dark pools. Yes, I will cover dark pools. So if you want to know where they originally learned it, you're in the right place. So you obviously found me somehow, but absolutely yes. But dark pools are not as more powerful than following the high frequency trades and all the algorithms that are out there. Oh, is that your problem, Abe? You say you have a lot going on. When does the trial like? Well, listen, if you register Abe now, when you talk to education advisor, you could start whenever you want. Just lock it in now, and then you just tell them when you want to start. Yes, it does, Peter, but this is the problem with the SPYs. You're dealing with every trader on Wall Street. It makes things very complicated when you deal with stuff like that. So remember, you're not here to trade the SPYs because it's the SPYs. I trade the SPYs. Sometimes the SPYs don't even move, okay? So wouldn't you rather trade something that's going to give you less risk, more reward, or you want to trade the SPYs because, it's the SPYs? You know what I mean? Like, it's not a smart business decision. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. All right, traders. So listen, I got to get back with my students. I want to get ready to trade the last hour of the close. So you got the link right there. Just click on it. You got nothing to lose. It's money back guaranteed. You get all this great stuff with it. Like I said, why would you not try it? And like I said, if you want to move forward, move forward. If not. But if you're not ready, that's also fine too. We're not going anywhere. But just remember one thing, fellow traders, you have to learn before you can earn. All right. So please make the smart decision and trade wisely. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you all in class.